I think you should watch this video. There's just so much to learn from it. We'll be right back.
He goes, and then he sits in his piano that day and writes his first Afrobeat song, Frustration, My Lady's Frustration. Dum, 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 dum. BBC used to play it every morning. It's a song I can never forget. Pa-pa-da, pa-pa-pa-da, you know. So everybody knew Fela was changing. And then his first Afrobeat hit was Jem Koku. And I think Fela now knew he had gotten the ingredients and he had gotten people's attention. Fela was very poor. He couldn't even afford food for us, his kids. I mean, really, really poor. 14-year Agege Motor, this was all before Kalakuta. And Fela, I mean, we come out, then there were music stores. Every music store was playing Jem Koku. Every music, you go anywhere, blasting Jem Koku, and I think Fela too was surprised at the reception he got. So every album, and then it was the 45. I don't know if you know those 45-inch, those small record that he used to record it with. Every song was a massive hit. Fela was paid 45,000 naira for every track he released.
That was huge money back then.
It's like being paid 45 million now, or something like that now. Then 45,000 naira per track, and every track was a massive hit. Even Zombie was such a hit. It's just that people didn't blast it like the other songs. So Fela would buy cars for his friends, or his friends were. Fela never invested in himself. So this is another fight that we had, or a misunderstanding that I couldn't understand. Everybody around you was stealing from you or taking from you, building their families, telling you, like they will take their families to the beach. But you say, no, you're an African. You say, African men don't do that. So we were suffering. Everybody was going to England or America on holidays. You say, no, we can't go anywhere. We're African children. We are not going anywhere. So we were deprived. But all our friends were doing all this. Our cousins were doing all this. So we as children, we couldn't understand that, which Pan-Africanism or Africanism is. You know? It's very strange, you know. But then, Fela, truly, he bought his house in Gbemisola for 100 naira. 100 naira, the land. Then,
100 naira. 100 the land and the house.
No, the land. He finally built it, but the land was bought for 100 naira. That means the whole of Toyin and Allen Avenue, Fela could have bought it. The kind of money Fela had then he could have built the best studio in the world. He never invested in a studio. He never invested in nothing to bring money. So obviously, everybody around him, you have to understand that Fela's stardom in the 70s, very hard to comprehend. If Fela just walked out, everybody would just start following Fela on the road. Just see hundreds of people following Fela. Where he was going, they wouldn't know, they just start following him. His house, people would be coming, and his house was in the center of Lagos, kind of. If you are coming from the island, you had to pass 14 Coming from Ikeja, that was the only route leading anywhere. And people would come back from school, he had this fence, all the children were just looking, Fela would come playing with the donkeys or his dogs, or all the girls or the boys, you know. Kalakuta was just one big open cinema, live cinema. Everybody would just stop by. I don't know if you see some pictures, we probably see pictures of those days where people are just looking over the fence at Fela. So that was Nigeria. I think even Fela was not ready for that kind of stardom. Nobody knew where to place it. Which is part, I think, of the corruption we are facing today. Everybody was now grab. Nobody in his entourage was, Fela, you have to invest. Fela, build a studio. Fela, do this. You know, Fela, it was just take, grab. When Fela's house was burnt, again, nobody said, Fela, you have that land you bought then for 100 naira. Go and build your house. What were they doing? Staying in hotels. Hotel, till his cousin stole all his money in the bank. That's another story. Then he became dead broke. Went to Ghana, got deported from Ghana. Stayed 150 people staying in his best friend's apartment, J.K. Brymer, 200. Can you imagine 150 people staying in a 2-bedroom apartment? And this complex was 6 buildings. Still, we drove all the people from the other apartments and we all moved into. Hey God, what a story. So, you see again, nobody in his entourage was no positive mind, I would say. Around me, if you are not progressive, I quickly cut off from you. And I don't allow anybody into my home. Probably because of what we witness as children, that people just grab. And when you look at Nigeria today, it's that same negative, bad character of envy, selfishness, greed, that somehow, after colonialism, instead of us sitting back and saying, wow, we have come through a civil war, slavery, let's truly